Abner fart in the flesh.
You look taller in your projection.
You look less bald in your projection. How about that up? Elder Scrolls Online is beginning a lot of amazing updates this year, with even more coming in the near future. Between combat updates, class reworks, new quests and massive open world updates, this feels like one of the best times ever to give this game a fair shot. And I was actually really impressed. Hey! Dude, I don't mean to brag, but I'm kind of a beast at this. Ah, fuck me! Instead of rushing to endgame like a typical MMORPG, I instead found myself exploring every corner of the map, doing side quests and saving some drunken idiot who thought he was a goblin because he drank too much.
Grubby was right. I'm out of my gourd. I'm not spending another minute in this.
How do you get so high? You just start living among goblins, dude. How does that happen? I mean, real shit, dude. Have you actually lived until you get drunk enough to go live among the goblins? I mean, maybe I'm the problem. And I think that's why I enjoyed this game so much.
They are being held in the place known as Cheesemonger's Hollow.
The Cheesemonger's Hollow? Dear God! Yeah, I don't know about this place, guys. Cheesemonger's Hollow. I'm exploring around, not a single piece of cheese to be seen. I'm starting to think this guy's a bit of a phony. Character creation allows you to choose between 9 different races split across 3 alliances, plus the Imperials, which can be part of any alliance, which, by the way, your alliance determines your starting area. After that, you have a choice of 7 different classes, which I should note, not only can you use any 2 weapons without restriction, but also at max level you can subclass into other classes. So there's a lot of build variety going on here. Our adventures begin at Cold Harbor, the tutorial map, where we get to meet some of the main story characters such as the Prophet, who, fun fact, was voiced by Sir Michael Gambon, who played Dumbledore.
So much more. I am the past and the future, both.
And we also get to meet the giant Lyris Titanborn. Mommy? Here we also learn the game's basics. Combat is essentially a hybrid between an MMORPG and an Elder Scrolls game. You've got your typical MMORPG action bars, but you also have a dodge, light and heavy basic attacks, and you can also do things like block an enemy's heavy attack or interrupt their spellcasting to stagger them, which you can then follow up with a charged heavy attack to stun and do extra damage. Oh! Get interrupted, idiots! Oh my god, is that a world boss? Speaking of combat, I just want to quickly address the elephant in the room. A widely known complaint that many people have about Elder Scrolls Online is something called weaving. The long story short version of it is that the most effective way to deal damage in this game is to constantly weave basic attacks in between your abilities, which some people find awkward and don't really enjoy. Personally, I'm pretty neutral about it. I'm not exactly a fan, but it never really bothered me enough to affect my enjoyment of the game. Now that the elephant has been addressed, let's return to the game and meet Sir Cadwell, my absolute favorite character.
I happen to know another way in. Much more of a scenic route. Rather a fun little jaunt, actually, full of traps and corpses and nasty beasties filling up the bits in between.
That sounds lovely, Cadwell. Just a regular day in London. With his help, we escape Cold Harbor, but not before satisfying my loot goblin needs, the true Elder Scrolls experience. Okay, you do your thing there, I'm just gonna check these for you, okay? I'll be right there, man, saving the world can wait. Dude, you wouldn't believe how much treasure is in here! With our pockets full, we now move on to the main game and begin our true adventures, as we level up mostly through getting distracted by side quests and treasures, while occasionally remembering that there's a main story to follow. Just a quick little side note, I am going to avoid showing much of the main story because I don't want to spoil people. Now, Elder Scrolls Online may be an MMORPG, but make no mistake, this game's focus is world exploration and questing. I tried this game out for quite a few hours and completed a few zones, But if there's one thing that I could tell immediately within my first couple of hours of playing, and I never changed my mind on it, is that the quests are phenomenal. Not just the main story, but the side quests too. All of it fully voice acted with interesting characters. A big monster that prowls in alleys, claws and fangs. I bet it's the werewolves.
Haven't you heard? Everyone's talking
Huh?
about it. The
I
town
knew
of
it!
Camlorn's been taken over.
And if you think a werewolf is dangerous, wait until you meet the legendary warehouse. A man who turns into a house during the full moon. This actually takes me to why I decided to try Elder Scrolls Online now of all times. The updates that it's been getting this year have really improved all open world content and questing in a way that truly made it shine, and with so much more coming in the future, many of these updates in question being direct answers to some of the complaints that people have been having for a long time. For example, the open world was far too easy. Enemies used to barely do any damage to you, and even bosses were so harmless that you could literally just ignore their mechanics and be completely fine, while you in turn killed everything in just a couple of hits. This made combat a lot more boring than it actually was. Yeah, that's crap. That's crap. As good as it feels to see bigger crates of like 13k, that's rubbish. Like, you kill mobs so fast in default difficulty, you can barely enjoy the combat or try out your rotations. This is way better. So in response to that, we now have difficulty options for open world content, and I absolutely love this so much that I highly doubt I would have enjoyed this game anywhere near as much as I did if this had not been added. Guys, should we try Vestige? Should we try the hardest mode? Elder Scrolls really has been getting some huge improvements this year, and there's more coming, like events with sea battles, underwater adventures. We're also getting dynamic world events being added to the game finally. So all of that paired up with how every zone in the game is scaled to your level in order to keep all content relevant means this is an amazing time to give this game a try. I've done 2 maps so far, right? Each one of these individually took me about 3 hours to complete. If I click on Betnik, for example, you have 2 story quests. For comparison, this map that I just started, Glenumbra, for starters, it's way bigger than Betnik. Also, it's got 24 story quests instead of just 2. So this game big. And because all the quests and the maps, they scale to your level, you don't have to worry about being over-leveled for content, because it's always gonna be worth doing. Game big indeed. Even bigger than you think, because now I'm gonna press right-click again. And there's more. So if you were impressed so far, well, think again, buddy, because the game is even bigger than that. So I was showing you this. You also have this. And this. And this. And this. Yeah, big game. Honestly, I feel like with everything I spoke about so far, I've just about covered 90% of what Elder Scrolls Online is all about. But obviously, there's more to it. This is an MMORPG after all. For starters, what's an MMORPG without dungeons? Over here, they're only a small part of the game, but I did give them a try, and honestly, they were pretty fun and easy to follow. Other than me desperately trying to catch up with my much more experienced teammates. This game also features a surprisingly in-depth housing system. You can get really creative here. But that's not my house, though. This just belongs to some random player. This is my house. We've also got a pretty decent crafting system. I particularly liked enchanting because it let me make some glyphs that increased my damage and made my weapons look cool. Does it glow? Yeah. Hell yeah, both my items glow now, holy. But now here's a feature that I tried off stream and I really did not expect to like it this much. PvP. This is probably one of the last MMORPGs that I would ever expect to have good PvP. But I tried some Battlegrounds off stream and oh my god, it was just pure chaotic fun. Battlegrounds are this sort of small-scale group PvP content with several game modes, kind of like World of Warcraft's Battlegrounds in that aspect, but with less people. Obviously I did amazing and I carried my team, but I can honestly see myself playing a lot more of this in the future if I really get into this game. And that's about it, guys. I really did have a lot of fun playing this game, and if you're also the kind of MMO player who doesn't care much for endgame loops and thinks the journey is more important than the destination, then come and join as well. You will have a great time. Just like I hope that you had a great time watching this video. If you did, then maybe consider subscribing to my channel, and I'll see you in the next video. Thank you for watching.